Nancy Grace is in the middle of a legal battle because of her coverage of the murder of Martha Moxley. Now, Martha Moxley was a 15-year-old that was murdered in 1975, but the case has been talked about recently because there was a man convicted in 2002 for her death, Michael Skakel, who was actually a member of the Kennedy family. Now, he was recently let go. He was let off with bail because they felt that he did not have proper counsel during the trial. Now, he will face a retrial. Prosecutors are still going after him, but Nancy Grace is not happy about this. So let me give you a little taste of the way she covers this news. Take a look.
With me is Dorothy Moxley. This is Martha's mother, whom fought for years for justice for her daughter. Years she took on the Kennedy family and the justice system to seek justice for her 15-year-old girl, Martha.
Wow. I really do not like her coverage of these types of stories. So let me tell you what was problematic about the way that she covered it. So she had a guest on the program, Beth Karas, who is actually a lawyer. And she mentioned falsely that there was DNA evidence tying Skakel to the murder, okay? There was no DNA evidence. So as a result, now Nancy Grace, her producers, and that guest are being sued for defamation. Okay, so in January 2012, Beth Karas, as a legal commenter on the show, stated that there was DNA evidence found in a tree near the crime scene. Not true. They're going after them, and a federal judge has recently said, yes, you can go forward with this defamation lawsuit because this actually does some real harm to him, right? Their argument, their defense, Nancy Grace's defense was, well, he was already convicted, so what more damage could we do to his reputation? Well, you can do a lot of damage by putting false information out there and saying that there was concrete DNA evidence.
Now, look, I'm super biased in this case because I'm a talk show host, right? But I kind of want to defend Nancy Grace a little bit, not for her maudlin, over-the-top stuff, and I don't know to what degree she really gets emotional in this stuff. And of course, the real problem with her coverage is
she's fake.
Well, okay,
she's
look,
fake.
All right, so that's what you think. And
yes, I know.
Okay, all right. I don't know, but I'm likely to agree with you on that. Okay, the problem is her level of conviction when she wasn't on the jury, et cetera. Now, look, we cover a lot of stories where we pontificate on what we think went wrong or et cetera. But we always make the caveat, hey, the jury system, yada, yada. And plus, like, I don't think that we say this is the evidence and that guy's definitely guilty, right? I don't know. I hope there's a difference between what we do and what she does, because she's out there to convict people in the court of public opinion.
There's a clear difference, Cenk. Okay, so here's what happened. So let's use the case of Zimmerman, for example, right? We give you guys what the facts of the case were. We told you what happened on that day or that evening, and you guys get to decide, or you guys get to speculate any way you want, right? We let you know when we're speculating as to what happened. Like, you can't change the facts. In this case, they changed the fact. They said that there was DNA evidence linking this man to this crime, to this terrible murder where a 15-year-old was bludgeoned to death with a golf club.
Right. No, that actually gets to my sympathy for her, because she didn't say it, her guest did.
Right.
And honestly, if I'm on the air and a guest says that, I don't know whether it's true or untrue. How could I possibly search it in that instant, in that second that she said it? So I'm not quite sure what she's supposed to do. Like, was she supposed to have read all of the trial? Now, again, what I'm criticizing her for is her absolute positive that the guy did it. Like, that seems to be clear from her overall presentation. So that you can legitimately criticize her for. But was she supposed to have read the whole transcript, the whole the thing, and then no, wait a minute, now in the tree there actually wasn't DNA evidence? So I'm slightly sympathetic to her on that particular issue.
Yeah, if it's a guest who brought up that false information, then yeah, they should go after the guest. But at the same time, you know, the biggest issue I have with Nancy Grace, and a lot of shows on HLN, by the way, is they do a lot of irresponsible speculation, where they will already assume that the person is guilty, and they'll have a panel of people on, and they'll all assume that the person is guilty, and they'll just fuel this violence against that suspect, right? And that's not the way that our system is supposed to work. We're not supposed to find someone guilty before they've been convicted of anything. And I don't like that because it incites violence. And I see that happening on a regular basis with those types of programs. And look, her reaction in that clip, I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one who can see right through it. That did not seem genuine or sincere to me at all.
All right, I hear you on that, and certainly a lot of people are on your side on that issue, right? And they wonder to what degree she means it. She does often seem like she's out of a movie where they have this over-the-top character sometimes in like kind of cheesy movies that like rile people up and like, oh, let's go get him. She does seem like she's the leader of the pitchfork brigade.
Yeah, and,
right?
and I get it. That gets ratings, right? That gets people riled up. They want to be angry. They want to focus on someone who's in a lot of trouble so they don't have to focus on their own lives. And there's something really sad about that. But we can't find people guilty until they've been convicted. And just to be 100% clear, because I could already see some people typing, look, the thing with Zimmerman was that he wasn't even being investigated until the media made a big to-do about it. He wasn't even going to face any charges, okay? So as soon as he started to face charges, that's when people started to calm down. So that case was very different from this case.
Yeah, and we said right after the jury trial, we said, look, you agree or disagree, you weren't part of the jury, and it's, and they made whatever decision they were going to. At least there was a trial, and that was the most important thing.
Exactly.
Finally, then some will say, oh, Mr. Skakel is part of the Kennedy. I don't give a damn about the Kennedys. I have no idea if he's guilty or innocent. If he's guilty, then I hope that he spends the rest of his life in prison, etc. But it's such a complicated case.
It is.
You couldn't possibly know from the outside.